All right, if you're a civil engineering student, you already know your laptop isn't just another gadget. It is, without a doubt, your most critical partner for the next 4 years. So, how in the world do you pick the right one? Well, today we are going to break down the absolute best options for 2026 to help you make that massive decision.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about why this choice is so incredibly important. Then, we'll dive right into the non-negotiable specs you just can't compromise on. After that, we'll meet the top contenders for 2026, check out some smart budget options, and finally, I'll give you a simple framework to lock in your final choice.
I mean, really think about that for a second. This is not just another purchase. This is a seriously high-stakes decision. The machine you pick is going to be right there with you through every single late-night design session, every complex simulation, and every single project deadline. It's got to be a tool you can count on, no questions asked.
That's really the heart of it, isn't it? You're looking for a true partner in your education. Because the absolute last thing you need when a massive project is due is a laptop that decides to freeze up, start chugging, or just flat out can't handle the huge files you're throwing at it.
Yeah, a standard off-the-shelf consumer laptop? It's just not going to cut it for a civil engineering degree. I mean, the software you'll be running is incredibly demanding. We're talking AutoCAD for super intricate 2D and 3D designs, Civil 3D for modeling entire infrastructure projects, MATLAB for complex number crunching, and maybe even heavy simulation tools like ANSYS. These aren't just programs. They are absolute resource hogs that demand serious computing power.
So, what kind of power are we really talking about? Let's get into the specs. And don't worry, I'm going to keep this really straightforward. I'll focus only on what's absolutely essential for your coursework, so you know exactly what to look for when you're out there shopping. Okay, this right here, this is your baseline for 2026. These are the non-negotiables. That powerful processor, like an i7 or a Ryzen 7, that's the engine that's going to run all your complex calculations. 16 gigs of RAM is your digital workspace, letting you have multiple huge files open at the same time. A fast NVMe SSD means your massive project files will load in seconds, not agonizing minutes. And a dedicated graphics card? Oh yeah, that is absolutely essential for smoothly navigating and rendering your 3D models.
Let's talk a bit more about RAM, because it's so important. Think of it like your desk. 16 gigabytes is a pretty good sized desk, right? It lets you work on your main project just fine. But 32 gigabytes? Oh, that's like upgrading to a giant conference table. You can have your complex structural analysis running, your detailed Civil 3D model open, and your research papers all spread out at once, and nothing slows down. For serious multitasking, 32 gigs is really the sweet spot.
All right, now for the really fun part. Let's meet the top contenders for 2026. I want you to think of these less as just machines and more like distinct characters, with each one being a perfect fit for a different type of engineering student.
First up, the Lenovo ThinkPad P16. This thing is the reliable tank, the absolute professional's choice. It's not about flashy lights or thin design. It is all about raw, uncompromised power and stability, built for the most demanding engineering work you can imagine.
And the specs completely back that up. You can get it with workstation-grade processors and professional NVIDIA RTX A-series graphics, which are specifically designed for the kind of heavy-duty rendering and simulations you'll be doing. And this is huge. The RAM and storage are easily upgradable, which means this machine can actually grow with you not just through college, but well into your professional career.
So the trade-off here is pretty clear. You get rock-solid reliability and enough power to handle literally anything, but it is heavier than the others, and it can get pretty pricey. This is for the student who prioritizes long-term performance and raw power above all else.
Next up, we've got the Dell XPS 15. If the ThinkPad is the tank, this is the premium powerhouse. It finds this beautiful sweet spot between high performance, a really sleek design, and portability, making it perfect for the modern student.
Now, it still packs a serious punch with top-of-the-line Intel processors and NVIDIA 40 series graphics. But where it really shines is its display. The high-resolution screen options are just incredible for detailed design work, and frankly, they make your projects look absolutely stunning.
The balance here is you get that gorgeous portable design, but it does come with a few compromises. It can run a little warm when you're really pushing it hard, and it's definitely not as easy to upgrade down the line as something like the ThinkPad.
And now for our macOS contender, the Apple MacBook Pro. This is the silent and efficient choice. For students who are already in the Apple ecosystem, its blend of power, incredible battery life, and amazing build quality is really hard to ignore.
Apple's M-series chips are the real game changer here. They deliver just incredible performance while barely sipping power, and that's why the battery life is legendary. This means you can run complex MATLAB simulations or code for hours without being chained to a wall outlet. You combine that with one of the best displays on the market, and you've got a very, very compelling package.
So the crucial point, and I cannot stress this enough, is software compatibility. This is the big one. Some essential civil engineering programs only run on Windows, period. You absolutely must confirm that all of your required software is available for macOS before you even think about choosing this option. This table gives us a fantastic at-a-glance comparison. You can see the heavy-hitting ThinkPad, the premium all-arounder from Dell, and the super efficient MacBook Pro. But hey, we've also included two other fantastic options from ASUS. The ProArt P16 is an absolute beast for students focusing on visualization and design, while the Zephyrus G14 packs an unbelievable amount of power into a surprisingly light and portable machine.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. These top-tier machines come with a pretty hefty price tag. But you do not need to spend a fortune to get a great laptop for your degree. You can absolutely succeed on a tighter budget, so let's talk about some smart, cost-effective choices that still get the job done.
You'll want to look for models like the ASUS ZenBook, or specific versions of the Acer Aspire and MSI Cyborg that come with a dedicated graphics card. The key here is to prioritize those non-negotiables we talked about earlier, at least 16 gigs of RAM, a fast SSD, and a modern processor. You might be trading off a little bit on build quality or screen brightness, but the core performance will still be more than capable of handling all your student work.
Okay, we've covered the specs, we've met the top models, and we've looked at the budget options. So now, let's put it all together. Here is a simple 3-step framework that will help you make your final decision with total confidence.
Honestly, it all boils down to this. First, know your software. Make a list of every single program your school requires and check their official system requirements. Second, pick hardware that doesn't just meet those minimums, but actually exceeds them. You want some headroom. And third, be honest with yourself about your priorities. Do you need maximum power, or is a lightweight design for carrying across campus way more important? Balancing those things with your budget is the final piece of the puzzle.
At the end of the day, just remember, this is not just another school supply. This is a true investment in your education and really in your future career. The right tool won't just get you through university. It'll prepare you for the professional world.
So, the final question is all yours. After looking at the powerhouses, the all-rounders, and the smart budget buys, which partner are you going to choose to build your future with? Choose wisely, and thanks so much for joining me today.